The Mulberry Tree Group presents Girls Aloud, your resource to women behind the scenes in media and the arts. Follow along on the journeys they took to succeed in a world where doors were seldom open to them. This is your visual card catalog of women who pursued their goals and dreams behind the scenes and didn't take no for an answer.
Hi, I'm Marylou Luther, and I'm the editor of the International Fashion Syndicate and the creative director of Fashion Group International. The beginning of my job was the day after graduation from the University of Nebraska. I went to work for the Lincoln Journal, and my major job there turned out to be moving my boss's car every 2 hours so she wouldn't get a ticket. And I never once thought that would be beneath me. In fact, I liked it, and I soon figured out that if I just took the car up and back, it erased the tire marks that the police had put on. So I got out of the office often. In a funny way, I got assigned into the women's roles. Women were not, for the most part then, not news people. You were assigned to either fashion or food or features, anything but news. So that was kind of frustrating to me until I learned more about the fashion industry. What I like most about the fashion world is that I think fashion is a real barometer of our times. It tells you more about what's going on in this world right now than almost anything. And it's true right now, the whole disruptive nature of the world, you see it in fashion. It's happening now in fashion that instead of trends, like you have to wear this or that or this color or that fabric, it's now all about individuality. And I think that's so important. And designers are seeing that in their choice of diversity on the runway. The most rewarding aspect for me has been to help teach people about what fashion is. It's not just a look. It's such a wonderful expression of yourself. And I think the more people understand that, as they are now, and I think more and more young people are rejecting, I don't have to look that way. I'm going to look the way I want. I think that's very good. If I could give my younger self advice, it would be to follow the advice of the editor-in-chief of the Los Angeles Times, Nick Williams, and he said, if you're a good reader, you'll be a good writer. So I would tell my younger self, keep reading. Bill Cunningham, I don't know if that name means anything to you, but he was a longtime New York Times photographer and a great friend of mine. Every time and Bill is just 2 years older than I, and every time I would see him, he would say, never stop working. Today, I kind of resent it when somebody will look at me at a show and say, are you still working? So I've come up with an answer. My answer now is, well, yes, when I'm not bungee jumping. I really feel it's my duty, my pleasure, to help young people. 13 years ago, a woman who was a fashion director at Bergdorf Goodman and then started her own PR company asked me for lunch, and she said, I have a new client, Eccodomani Wines, and they want to get involved in the fashion world. They want to get involved with Italian-American designers. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, there's only one. Why don't, instead of that, you talk them into helping young designers? And she said, okay, if you can put together a committee, I'll see what I can get from Eccodomani. So she got enough money to award 10 designers $20,000 for each one. And I said, let them do what they want with that money. And I'm thrilled to tell you that the designers we started have become really quite famous. Zach Posen, Philip Lim, Derek Lam, Proenza Schooler, Jason Wu. Then I began to realize the importance of working with young people. They need mentors. They don't just need money. Or they just don't need to hire somebody to do something. They need somebody established to give them good advice. So I like working with young people and helping them. Gives me great pleasure. Also, I learned too what clothes can do for you. If I go out of this building in an old pair of pants and a t-shirt and without any makeup, I'm treated like an old lady. If I go out of the building all dressed up, I'm treated like, oh, she must be important. The age has lost its factoring. So I think that applies to anyone. Like if you're going to work in a new office, I think it's important, first of all, I think you should look around at what your boss is wearing. And then don't buy anything new until you've been there for a while. And then you'll kind of get to, oh yeah, this is what is the right comfort zone for this job. And I think that's important.